Hi folks, good evening. No, good afternoon from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Usually I do my reviews on evening, so I am used to saying that more. So time is around 1:30 p.m. here in Dhaka, and it's heavy rainfall outside. So I don't know if I'm going to lose power or not. I'm going to try to do 3 videos for you and try to upload side by side. So I am going to do something different today, the individual reviews. These are not usual fragrances, like you don't see them in the market or any reviews or any uploads. These are sort of vintage fragrances, and I happen to have a habit to walk around different malls, some shops where they sell vintage perfumes, hard to find, rare, and I think there's no review. I like to create content, even though these fragrances do not get much view, but I don't really care for that. I think creating content let other people know that lets other people know that there are other fragrances which are in market, which used to be, which are great. So first fragrance I'm going to do is a women's perfume, and this is from the house of United Colors of Benetton, and this is called Colors for Women. Okay, and you're gonna see multiple colors here. This box actually is very old. I don't know which batch this was, but this is a fragrance release of 19 something, long time back. Let me check on Fragrantica. I found them in Fragrantica 1987. Okay, so 6 years after I was born, this was first released. After that, it has been reformulated few times. These are perhaps like 90s or 2000s version, but these colors used to be different. Okay, I think these colors have faded because of the light. Being in a shop, these colors are different. Okay, so there's a story behind this perfume. Okay, let me show you the bottle. Bottle is very beautiful, like this. Okay, I think there's about 10 ml missing in here, about 90 ml available. Some of it got evaporated, I think, okay, over the years. And this is the green color bottle. I really like this color of bottle, very beautiful to look at. And these fragrances used to be like around $25 mark, but now you cannot find them anywhere. So the story first, then we do the review. I have this fragrance on my right hand. So this perfume, okay, when I started my journey, it was somewhere in 2014-15. I started watching, buying perfumes. In 2016, I decided to do my channel, and I didn't know how this was going to turn up. It went totally crazy, and now where I am, it has been so many years, I lost track how many videos, and I sometimes get surprised seeing so many perfume that I did in the past. I don't remember, like Escada. I have the next one is Escada vintage perfume, but Escada, Lagerfeld, Benetton, Mobusan, these houses, not many people show love. Maybe reviewers, great reviewers like Chris from Scentland, who is one of my most favorite channels. He talks about them, but I don't know if there are many reviews on this. So when I started off, basically the story goes like this. One of my brothers, I don't remember who he was, probably from UK or USA. He said, brother, since you're collecting so many freshies, try to get Colors of Benetton for men, the men version of this, which comes in a blue bottle, which is already discontinued. I think this woman one is also discontinued. And if you can find it, this gives me so many nostalgia. Like he has so many sentiments behind it, so many memories, and it smells great, even though inexpensive, but great perfume. I searched for it for 7 years, no luck. Okay, finally when I saw the women's version, I decided to try it, and just thought, like, we have this thing, like if you cannot find milk, we try to eat yogurt to, or something like yogurt drink to meet the craving of milk, something like that. It's like dudher shad ghole metano. It's like Bengali proverb. Okay, so let's see what it gives me. So this perfume, the sprayer works really nice. The atomizer kind of has a cheap feel, like a plastic atomizer feel. The sprayer is okay. Okay, really good distribution. Doesn't really click onto place or snug fit. Let me tell you the notes behind this. Okay, notes on this. So this one, Israeli basil, Egyptian sage. Look at those notes, very exotic. A French hyacinth or hyacinth, neroli, pineapple, peach, tuberose, passion fruit. Those are some big notes, bro. Then jasmine, Bulgarian rose, Madagascar vanilla, Chinese patchouli, oak moss, cedar, opoponax, and civet. So when you hear those note breakdown, you know this is going to be a badass fragrance, like from back in the time. It's power packed, like mix of so many things. Like back in the days, fragrance used to be very complex, meaning not just one or two notes. Like nowadays, maybe a citrus, maybe sandalwood and isoe super. These are like three kind of like simple notes breakdown nowadays on perfumes. But back in the days, Kouros, Lapidus, you will not find 1, 2, 3 notes like that. You will find like 16, 18, 20, like those, right? And you're not sure what you're smelling. Like for example, Ted Lapidus supposedly have perhaps a pineapple note somewhere. I don't remember, but I never really got like one particular note from those perfumes. It's like a mishmash of notes, and it hits you together. Same thing as this, but when I sprayed this was a totally different experience. First of all, the color of the bottle described the perfume very well. It's a green, fruity, floral perfume. So I would say the green is that basil, the sage, and they've mentioned very particular like Israeli basil. I never tried Israeli basil. Egyptian sage. Nowadays you see clary sage, but not these. And hyacinth, I think that's a floral, perhaps the neroli. So you definitely get those green citrusy element, which is very beautiful. It's like a, if you know, there's a perfume from House of, I think, Lolita Lempicka, Green Lover. If you know that, this is kind of like a OG version of that. The Green Lover has very beautiful lemon candy sort of opening, which is like something you smell nowadays a lot. But that one, I would say something like Greenly, that has the sparkling green citrus. This thing is old school citrus because it has a lot of backbone to it. It's a very complex perfume. It's a deep perfume, long lasting perfume. I was just surprised. I put it up for sale, but I think I'm going to keep it perhaps because it gives me so much nostalgia vibe. Like I used to smell this like 90s, 80s, like back in the days. I'm pretty sure the women used to wear it back then, right? So it's not a very modern perfume. That pineapple, peach, whatever, the florals, is all classic. And that classic is not for everybody. It is definitely for people who love Chanel No. 5, you know, like those great perfumes. And I just absolutely think this, the peach in there is just beautiful. You know, there is this perfume called My Burberry Black for women. I used to love that. I still have a partial bottle somewhere. Yeah, I do have that. Why not? I show you. It's thankfully it's within my reach. I have this much juice left, maybe around 10 ml or so. My Burberry Black, this is the vintage version, the old bottle version. If you smelled it, you know how great that smells. Where I'm going to keep it, okay? If you know that peach note in there, it's intense. It is pretty nuclear, that Burberry. And I bought that long time back, 6-7 years back. So it reminds me of all those perfumes, but with a classic vibe. Even the bottle's kind of like a cool water sort of glass. It's not a very modern bottle. If you see the new Benetton, they have this doll-shaped bottles, superhero sort of bottles, and they have hot and cold. I have reviewed quite a few from this line. So far, the one that impressed me the most is this one. I'm pretty sure the men's one, if I ever find, God knows I want it so bad. And I think that's going to be the best Benetton fragrance I ever smelled, given how much I love the women's version. The dry down, it's pretty much like a sweeter, fruity, a little bit of amber, floral, and then also has this animalic touch, but not so much like it is like Kouros or Lapidus or Givenchy Gentleman 70s version. This is pretty much a classic green fruity fragrance with a typical YSL opium, you know, if you know that one, Posi di Chine or something, China. If you know those dry down, this is like in that category. The longevity is pretty impressive on this. I got like easily 4 or 5 hours plus from an affordable perfume. I think if someone is selling this, the vintage price is going to be really high, maybe $100 plus, okay? So it is nostalgia in a bottle, and I can tell you, if you find this kind of fragrance, always give it a try. Men's or women's version, doesn't matter. It's going to always surprise you given the notes breakdown. So it was really nice to discover this, and it's sort of like those reviews I just do with so much pleasure and happiness on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. For this composition, for the price tag, this fragrance gets 9 out of 10. Wonderful women's perfume. If you ever find it, give it to your missus. She's going to be very happy. And even if you give it to your mother, she's going to like this a lot, because this is definitely not a cheap smelling perfume. It's not run in the mill. It definitely has some character to it for summer and spring. It will be beautiful perfume. Thank you so much for watching. Let's do a second episode, which is also a vintage perfume. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.